Hi guys, today we're reading the book Little Miss Neat. Little Miss Neat was a very tidy person, probably the tidiest person in the world. She lived in Two Pin Cottage. It was called Two Pin Cottage because she kept it as neat as two pins. She just couldn't stand a mess, she's so tidy. Every day she spent all day polishing and dusting and cleaning and making sure that things were in their proper places. One morning, little Miss Nita woke in her bedroom at Two Pin Cottage. She looked out of her window in her bedroom. It had been raining during the night, and there was a puddle in the middle of the garden path. "Oh!" she gasped in horror and rushed outside with a duster in her hand. She mopped up every drop of puddle, and then she rushed inside and washed the duster, and then she ironed the duster, and then she folded the duster, and then she placed the duster very neatly back in its drawer. Everything in Two Pin Cottage had its proper place. Now, this story is about the time Little Miss Neat went on holiday. She always went away for 1 week every summer, and this year was no different. She spent 2 weeks packing because her suitcase had to be really tidy. And then she spent a whole day polishing her suitcase. And then off she set, leaving Two Pin Cottage all spick and span and neat and tidy. "Oh, I hope it doesn't get too dusty while I'm away," she thought as she closed the door behind her. But something worse than dusty was going to happen to Two Pin Cottage. Would you like to know what? Of course, let's see. Mr. Muddle came to tea. He'd written Little Miss Neat to tell her, but being Mr. Muddle, he somehow got into a muddle posting the letter. Actually, what happened was that when Mr. Muddle went to post the letter he had the letter in one hand and a half-eaten sandwich in the other. And can you guess what happened? That's right! He posted the sandwich to the post office and he almost ate the letter. A posted cheese sandwich. Okay, is it going to go bad? It'll be nice seeing Miss Neat again, he chuckled to himself as he walked home. This sandwich is a bit chewy. But is it a sandwich? Or is it the letter that he's eating? It was the day after Little Miss Neat left that Mr. Muddle arrived. When he arrived, was Little Miss Neat still home? No, because she had gone on holiday. He walked up the garden path of Two Pin Cottage and knocked on the door. No reply. Nobody answered. Nobody opened the door. "Goodbye," he shouted. It would have been hello, but he isn't called Mr. Muddle for nothing. He would mix up goodbye and hello. "Nobody home," he called. He pushed open the window. Oh dear, he thought as he looked around, left and right. Nobody's home. Never mind, I'll make myself a cup of tea and wait for Miss Neat. So he went into the kitchen of Two Pin Cottage, made himself a cup of tea, and waited. And waited. And waited. And waited. Do you think he could wait until Little Miss Neat come home? No, of course not, because she went on holiday. Then nobody's here. He ended up going home. Little Miss Neat stepped out of the taxi outside Two Pin Cottage. "Oh, that was a lovely holiday," she said, paying the taxi driver. "But it's nice to be home. Now Little Miss Neat is home from the holiday." She walked up the garden path and went in through the door. Not too dusty," she said to herself, looking around. "I think I'll make myself a nice cup of tea before I start unpacking." But before tea, But making tea after Mr. Muddle's visit isn't quite as easy as it sounds. Little Miss Neat eventually found her teapot, not in its usually proper place. Who put the teapot in the wrong place? Mr. Muddle. In the refrigerator, do we find a teapot in the fridge? No, not really. And she eventually found the milk, not in its proper place, in the teapot. Should we be able to find milk in the teapot? No, not really. Sorry, that's my little kitty. Where's my cat? And the tea in the sugar bowl. Should we find tea in the sugar bowl? Not really. And the sugar in the milk jug. Sugar in the milk. And a cup in the oven. And a saucer in the bread bin. But could she find a teaspoon? Do you think she could find a teaspoon? No, she could not. The telephone rang. Ling, 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 ling. Little Miss Neat picked up. Hello, she said. At the other end of the line, Mr. Muddle suddenly realized he was holding the telephone the wrong way round. He turned it the right way round. Goodbye, he said. What? Mr. Muddle is hello, not goodbye. Who's that? Asked little Miss Neat. It's you, replied Mr. Muddle. Miss Neat thought. It's Mr. Muddle, isn't it? She guessed. Yes, replied Mr. Muddle, getting it right for once. And you paid me a visit while I was away on holiday, didn't you? She guessed again. Yes, I did, replied Mr. Muddle, getting it right for twice. Can I come and see you now that you're back? Well, little Miss Neat said. I suppose so. Come on. Goodbye. But Mr. Muddle said hello instead and put the phone down. Little Miss Neat sighed a really heavy sigh and sat down in the armchair next to the telephone. Ouch! She looked underneath the cushion. What did she find underneath the cushion? There were all her teaspoons and knives and forks. I don't think little Miss Neat will be taking a holiday next year. Do you? Did Mr. Muddle hide all of her spoons and knives and forks underneath the cushion? Is there where the things should be? No, but that's funny, isn't it? Alright, then that's it for today. Until next time, bye.